Welcome to the Tea Huddle with Marissa and Kelly.
Your only source for gridiron gossip. If you're scrambling to make the fantasy football playoffs,
or if you know what Travis got Taylor for her birthday last week,
then you're in the right place.
Kelly, welcome back.
I'm back. I do want to know what Travis got Taylor, though, first.
We do know that he spent $175,000 on gifts for her that included engraved jewelry, countless flowers. Countless.
I mean, that's $175K worth of flowers.
It's like 3 times what people who like work hard make in a year. So happy birthday to her. It's not a sustainable thing. Like what?
I thought you were gonna say like an engagement ring was in there or something.
Maybe soon. Maybe that's for Christmas.
Maybe that's the jewelry she got.
So we have a lot to catch up on from this week in football, but before we get into all that, welcome back, Kelly. We missed you the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. I know all these players were having babies. I figured I might as well have a baby as well.
While you were out, Tyreek had a baby.
Dak Prescott just announced he's having his second baby.
I feel like they just announced they were having their first.
I know.
Not even that they had it, that they were going to have it. Like this quick turnaround for
Dak's not playing. He's got some more time to be a family man now. But yeah, feeling good. Happy to be back.
We are happy to have you back. Thanks again to producer Christian for filling in while you were out.
Yeah, you guys crushed it.
Thank you. Now we got the full squad back in action.
And we have a lot to catch up on. So
Definitely.
Let's jump into it. I've been watching football home on my couch.
Yeah. Well, bring us up to speed with your weekly rundown.
Week 15 did not disappoint. The Detroit Lions saw their 11th game winning streak end with the loss by the Bills. Sorry, Marissa. That was a really good game, but tough
perhaps
loss.
A Super Bowl preview.
I know. I would love that as a Super Bowl.
That's
matchup.
What the streets are saying.
High scoring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get that to happen. Mm-hmm. The Browns were crushed by the Kansas City Chiefs, but not without first injuring Patrick Mahomes, who's now week to week with an ankle injury. Dramatic. So this could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So they play 2 games pretty back to back this weekend and then Christmas Day. So we'll see if he's playing.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be not make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Taylor, we love you. We love the lavish gifts that you got, but we're ready for a non-Chief Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Give you guys some time. Give Travis, Trailer, what do you call them?
Yeah. Tavis
some time. Mm-hmm. To get engaged.
Exactly.
The Texans clinched a playoff spot with their win over the Dolphins. And on Sunday night, the Green Bay Packers won in Seattle, keeping them in as playoff contenders.
It was a great week of football.
Always is.
Yeah. Yeah. But not a great week for Joe Burrow, who is yet another victim of the NFL house burglaries.
I know. They're not stopping.
No, and this one is so much more dramatic than the last 2 because the real headline is not about what was stolen or the damage that was done. It's about who called the burglary in to 911. So Olivia Ponton is a 22-year-old TikToker influencer model. You might be confused because we all thought Joe Burrow was engaged to somebody else named Olivia.
I know. He's got a type. A lot of Olivias.
And Olivia Ponton lives in New York, happened to be staying at Joe Burrow's house last Monday and called 911 to say that her house was broken into. She said, someone broke into my house. So let's rewind. So Olivia Ponton, she rose to fame around 2020 on TikTok. She was part of the whole Hype House crew, like where Charli D'Amelio and Addison Rae and all of them came from, like dancing and being pretty and making videos. She currently has 3 million Instagram followers, 7.6 million followers on TikTok. She has modeled for Victoria's Secret, Sports Illustrated.
She's doing well.
She's had one public online relationship. It was with a woman. She has spoken about her sexuality and she has come out as pansexual, which means I'm not interested in gender, sexuality, man, woman, non-binary, whatever. Like, it's just about the person. And it seems like the person is Joe Burrow. A scandal.
I know. Do they know what they were unveiling when they went to go rob Joe Burrow?
Yeah, they scored the jackpot. They're like, we didn't steal anything good, but we got the tea.
Yeah, and we like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like we're not thanking the burglars.
No.
But like we're interested. So the police report says that when she pulled up to the home, she noticed a shattered bedroom window and that the room was ransacked. She first called her mom, which like is probably what I would do when I was 22. Maybe now.
Yeah, I would probably still.
Mom, help, what do I do? And then her mom called the cops, and then later Olivia herself called the cops. Both 911 calls from Olivia and her mom have been made public, which is such a violation. Like, I'm obviously going to listen and tell you guys what they said, but it feels like that should be private.
Yeah, unnecessary for us to know.
Yeah, but I listened.
But we do know.
Yeah, ethically ambiguous. So the mom's call first. She said, someone is trying to break into the house that my daughter is at right now. She's staying there. This is Joe Burrow's house. He's at the football game. She's wondering what she should do. Should she be hiding or should she go outside? So it sounds like when she got there, she thought maybe it was active, that somebody was there right then.
Yeah, you don't want to go in there. And
no. Then the 911 operator says, oh, we actually have somebody we have an officer stationed at that house. So
wow, did they like miss the burglary or they came after the fact? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. And like, is it a gated community that an officer stations? Does Joe Burrow pay the local cops to guard his house? I mean, either way, if somebody was guarding the house, they were doing a terrible job.
Seriously, yeah.
And then when Olivia calls 911, she says, someone broke into my house and like, can you send someone? I'm really scared. I see a car parked across the street and I don't know if that's security. Yeah. And then you hear her go up and ask the person their name, and 911 says, yeah, that's our officer. And she sounds really young and scared.
I would be scared. Yeah,
definitely. The report states that she is employed by Mr. Burrow when it's explaining who called in 911.
Interesting.
Leads to a million more questions. Is she actually
employed? What could you possibly do?
Like dog sitter? Like, let me fly you from New York to watch my dog while I'm beating the Cowboys?
It's not like he's on social media like ever. So
yeah,
that's what she specializes in.
Right. Like she's his content creator.
Yeah, it's PR.
Yeah. So we all thought he was still with his longtime girlfriend, Olivia Halsmaker. We thought maybe they were even engaged because last year we talked, I think this was a final goss, that a local Cincinnati jeweler.
They were giving out like free shots for the sad women of Cincinnati.
And a jeweler tagged him in a post, like implying that they had just sold him this ring. Olivia H, not Olivia P, very confusing. She keeps a very low profile online. Her most recent post is a photo dump from last January, almost a year ago. And he's in those pictures. So at least online, it seemed like they were still together.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything
and like
contrary.
Yeah. And so the real question here is, does this confirm that they're not together? I mean, I bet it confirms that now they're not together. But like, was he sneaking around?
I know, I'm an employee.
Yeah, part of the
cover up.
Yeah. So back in late June of this year, Dumois posted that Joe Burrow and Olivia Ponton were potentially linked. So this isn't the first time that it's come up that this could be a thing.
Speculation out there.
Exactly. So Dumois, we know, like crowdsources her gossip. So people write in and then take pictures and she reposts. So she reposted what someone wrote in that said, Joe Burrow is dating Olivia Ponton. Not sure if it's 100% serious, but something has definitely been going on for the past couple of months.
Okay, so that sounds like less of a cheating scandal, hopefully.
Yeah. Also worth noting, his birthday is December 10th. The break-in happened December 9th. So it seems like whoever was at his house on the 9th is who he was planning to spend his birthday with. In his first
getting serious, maybe the two of them.
And if June was a couple months, then like
6 months.
Yeah, that was a while ago. He had his first press conference a few days ago after the incident, and he seemed very displeased about the whole thing, obviously, with good reason. He said that he wanted to say something before any questions came in. And this is what he said. He said, I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one, and way more is already out there than I would want out there and what I care to share. So that's all I got to say about that. We live a public life, and one of my least favorite parts of that is the lack of privacy. That has been difficult for me to deal with my entire career. I'm still learning, but I understand that it's the life we choose, but that doesn't make it any easier to deal with.
This is the part that confuses me. I mean, obviously it's upsetting that like the news got out, but like way more than I'd like to share. Like, do you not want to share your girlfriend?
Yes.
I don't know. Like, why don't you want to share her?
Right. And is it because he's seeing other people? I mean, maybe not Olivia H. Maybe he's seeing like a bunch of girls, but
he seemed very upset that everyone knows his business now.
If I'm Olivia Ponton, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
You're like, so upset that the world knows I was at your house.
That's like, what I'm saying.
Yeah. So everyone's upset. She's probably upset. I'm sure the ex-girlfriend, if she is the ex-girlfriend, she's upset.
Everyone knows what he's up to.
The local police department is upset because everyone knows that they're not good at guarding houses. Yeah. So it first came out on TMZ just about the burglary. And you and I were texting like, oh my God, there's another burglary. And then when it came out that a 22-year-old TikToker is the one who called it in, I was like, oh my God, this just got juicy. So a scandal. She hasn't been seen since. She hasn't posted anything since. They haven't obviously not been seen together. Anything.
She's an employee. That's all we know.
Yeah, she's just the cat sitter.
The cat sitter while he's out of town. And are they going to find these robbers? Like, that's the next question.
That is also a good question.
Because this guy or whoever they are have been breaking into houses left and right.
And it's always during games.
Yeah, maybe that's why they had security there, because he was away for a game. And why are they tackling like the biggest players on each team? Like, why aren't they going after, say, like a left tackle who maybe doesn't have security?
Yeah, right.
Also makes lots of money.
Yes, exactly. Like, there are people who are not household names who are making millions and millions of dollars a year, but they're going for the flashy ones.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's like a bling ring of football.
It really is. And so the Hard Knocks,
the merch.
They want the signed football.
Yeah.
The Hard Knocks this season is not just one team. It's the whole AFC North, which includes the Bengals. Yes. And episode 1, 3 weeks ago, Joe Burrow talks about how he got one of the limited edition, like, Batmobile cars that cost $10 million, which is ridiculous.
That's too much money.
It's
for one person to have
a car. Like, people are hungry. Anyway, we're not here. It's neither here nor there. But
maybe he tipped off the robbers.
And like, I bet you regret putting on TV how expensive your stuff is less than 2 weeks before you get ransacked.
True. Be careful out there with what you're sharing.
Yeah, definitely. So very curious who is next to be robbed. Very curious how their relationship progresses.
Who's dating who?
Yeah. So we'll check
in on this one for sure.
Definitely.
Our next top story revolves around one of my favorite wide receivers to ever play for the Patriots. It's not the happiest story. A few weeks ago, people started speculating that Patriot legend Randy Moss was experiencing some health concerns after he was seen working as an analyst on ESPN's pregame show with yellowish eyes. People took to social media speculating what was wrong with him, because that's usually a sign of some kind of internal issue, potentially with your liver or kidney.
Yeah, I saw like right after that, he said, I've seen a lot of you have been wondering what's going on, and like I'm going through something and I'm going to be wearing glasses.
Yeah.
And then everybody else on the show put on glasses too.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet. The sunglasses.
Yeah.
He said that something was going on and he didn't want to really talk about what was happening. However, not everyone respected that decision, because Larry Fitzgerald Sr., who's a longtime reporter and radio host, also the father of an NFL wide receiver star, Larry Fitzgerald Jr., took to Twitter and leaked that Randy Moss may have cancer, which is not an appropriate thing to do. He tweeted, I'm at the 66th NFL Hall of Fame ceremony here in Las Vegas, and I just heard that Vikings Hall of Famer Randy Moss has liver cancer. Let's show the power of prayer and pull Moss through this. I love you, Randy. This was during, I guess, some kind of induction that his son was at and Randy was at. So he got the inside scoop and just posted it publicly.
Yeah, which it sounds like, he's saying like, everyone, let's pray. Like, we love you. Sometimes older people, like,
they don't know when they can or can't post. That's absolutely true.
Like, everybody's parent has, like posted the wrong thing at one point. I feel like maybe it was just innocent. But either way, it
people were not happy. Randy Moss's son took to Twitter and said, you have no right to try to make private matters public for the sake of engagement. So he didn't think it was... Yeah. He thought he did it on purpose to get some more viewers, which I don't know anything about this person and his intentions. But even his son said that he thought his dad was in the wrong for sharing this news before Randy Moss did.
He publicly tweeted back at him, right?
Yeah, his own son, like, Dad... It's best to respect the privacy. But this past weekend, Randy Moss has announced his cancer diagnosis on Instagram Live. He said he underwent a 6-hour surgery to try to remove the cancer that they discovered. He said he's now a cancer survivor. So he was very upbeat, very thankful for his family, his fans, everyone looking out for him. He kind of said there's been a lot of speculation and like those clowns I'm not going to listen to. So I don't know if that was towards Larry, but he said that he's going to beat this thing. He's excited to get back to the ESPN post-game show, and things are looking up.
Good. We hope you're back and better than ever.
Yeah, we're praying for you, Randy Moss. We're excited to hear that you're doing better, feeling better. They took good care of you at the hospital down there, and
it, I'm sure he can afford the best care and has the best people looking after him.
His whole mindset was like, everyone go get checked up. Go to the doctors, everyone. No one knows what's going on
under the hood.
You gotta go in. But we're praying for you, and let's moss cancer.
Is that his new slogan?
That's the saying.
I like that. Let's moss it. We don't usually talk about college football and college football players, but sometimes they take the headlines by storm and we've got no choice. And this is one of those times.
Especially when they're players that are going to be joining the NFL, most likely.
Exactly. This is like a preview of what's to come.
Exactly.
And what's to come is a lot of drama.
It's juicy.
So Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy this past week, but the drama with his fiance, Liana Linnea, is really what's getting the attention.
Travis Hunter is a cornerback and wide receiver for the Colorado Buffaloes. So he beat out his teammate Shedeur Sanders for the Heisman Trophy this past week. We talked about Shedeur a few weeks ago as potentially being the first round pick.
Yes. So I knew that the Colorado team, that Deion Sanders is the coach and that he's coaching his son and that they're really good. I didn't know that somebody else on the team was even better, but apparently this guy, Travis Hunter, he's the best.
I know, even better than quarterback.
So he is 21 and already engaged to his high school girlfriend, Liana. They also have a YouTube channel together with over 100,000 subscribers. I don't like this already. Why are you engaged at 21? Why are you... Like, you're not a YouTuber. You're a football player. You're going to be a professional football player. You're like...
No time for that.
Hitching your wagon to this girl's content creator path.
Talk about putting too much information out there.
Yes. So their YouTube channel it was about their engagement. It's about their engagement party. It's like revealing who our bridal party is with like big sort of like comic graphics. Like, click here to find out. Like, what are you doing? You don't need that. I feel like.
That's too much.
So at the ceremony, when it was announced that he was the winner, they said his name, they announced, Deion Sanders stands up right away, like huge reaction. Shedeur Sanders stands up right away.
Excited for their teammate.
Super excited. Travis's mom stands up and the fiance is sitting there. Deion Sanders like leans over and taps her to stand up. So she stands up to clap. And then she sits right back down. Everyone keeps saying she was the last to stand up and the first to sit down.
See that.
So first there was a lot of like chirping online, a lot of commentary about that. Then the next day he was at some sort of a pop-up event taking photos with fans. He looked so happy. Like this is his first taste of
he's going to be a star. Yeah.
And she is sitting on the couch next to where he's taking all these pictures, looking so grumpy, pissed off. Like you can feel the bad energy radiating.
Wasn't she like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here all day?
Yes.
Or like, go
walk around New York.
Yeah.
Support
your man.
Go make a YouTube video about something. I don't know. Yes. So some people thought she was pissed he was taking pictures with girls. Some people thought she was pissed that like, she said, what do you want me to do? I'll just sit here then.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
sit there.
He's here to take photos. It was it was a photo op.
And there are like a lot of young kids and like that he's taking photos with too. Like,
definitely. And like you can see in between the photos, he's like sort of like pleading with her of like, oh, and he went on Twitch, streaming live. Kids these days, everyone should just stop streaming live. Not for us.
I haven't heard about Twitch in a while.
Yeah. He streamed live on Twitch, defending her. He was saying, y'all hate on me and then y'all hate on my girl. I feel the same pain that she feels. We're inseparable. We're with each other. If she's hurting, I'm hurting. She said that the reason she wanted to know if she should stay or go back is because she was with his family and some of them wanted to go back to the hotel. It doesn't seem like that's what she was saying, but it's nice to defend your girl.
They must really be in love.
Yeah, he said, I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl's been with me for 5 years. Y'all are just now starting to talk about me and just now starting to be with me. Come on. He said she drank a ton because she was so upset. And she's like,
that doesn't sound like a good coping mechanism.
Let's all get better at handling stress if we're about to be like a big NFL couple.
And maybe don't share that with the internet.
He said she drank an OD amount. And,
wow.
And it's terrible. And that she cried herself to sleep and that she's been sleeping and drinking all day. And and he was like, like she cried herself to sleep and I'm so upset because she's so upset. And then he said, and all you clickbait pages, you better stop posting or something bad's going to happen.
No, he's talking about us.
So now you're threatening like bloggers and the internet.
This sounds like a conversation he should be having with his fiance. About how to handle, because this is going to keep happening
over and over again.
Yeah, now that he's in the spotlight.
He said something bad's going to happen. I think he meant like I don't think he meant something bad like you're going to hurt my relationship. I think he meant like
he's going to go after
bad's going to happen to you guys if you don't stop messing with me. Not so good. So
I'm a little nervous.
We love you. We're big fans. You too, Liana. Just kidding. Anyway, they were first in headlines the week before. So they posted a YouTube video where she says originally he wasn't really her type.
Oh.
And a comedian, Godfrey, he's been around for a while. He posted a really long YouTube video in response being like, yeah, you weren't her type until she when she realized what kind of contracts he's going to be getting and the lifestyle ahead of them, he probably seemed a lot more like her type after that. And then Travis commented on that video and said, you know her? ? No. So don't speak on my relationship, you old ash. Move on with your life.
Wow.
So much drama. I can't wait till he gets drafted.
Really tense.
And then on a Monday night, Liana posted a video addressing
everything we just
talked about one by one, each of the points we made. And providing a reason for each one. Not standing at the ceremony, she said, I didn't know if I was supposed to stand, and then I realized I was, but I didn't want to block the shot of when
she won't be in the way of the camera. Yeah.
And sure, all sounds plausible, but I feel like the real takeaway is that people are going to have a lot to say for the rest of his career if you guys are in this for the long haul. And
you don't have to address every little thing that's said.
Yeah. And like crying and drinking yourself to sleep when people, it's going to be a long career
for both of you.
Yeah. And they weren't fans that he was taking pictures with. She said they were Adidas employees, and that's supposed to make it different, I guess.
Yeah, she likes the fans, just not the rest of them.
Yeah. I hope they stay together. I hope they fight in public at his games. This is good. I feel like
they're going to need to learn how to like drown out the noise a little bit.
Yes. In his speech at the ceremony, he had a really emotional moment talking about his dad who wasn't able to be there. And it turns out his dad was recently released from serving 90 days in jail after being arrested last year. And it does not say that, it says the charges that he was arrested on have not been made public.
Okay.
So there's some family drama. There's some girlfriend, fiance drama. He's trying to be a YouTuber. He's streaming on Twitch.
Doing too much.
This is like, I can't wait till he's in the NFL.
Yeah, I wonder where he's going to end up.
Yeah.
Hopefully not with the Joe Burrow's team. Who?
Yeah, he wants to remain private.
Yeah, he doesn't want any of the drama.
But maybe if he does end up on Joe Burrow's team, Joe Burrow can be like,
he'll take it away from.
Yeah, and like explain to him why maybe keeping some things close to the chest might be a better approach than drinking an OD amount.
Never a good approach.
No, I'm staying tuned.
Yes. And it's been a little while since we've had one of these, but it's time
to step out of the car. Step out of the car, Charles Snowden. Step out of the car.
Last Monday night in Las Vegas, the Raiders defensive lineman Charles Snowden was arrested for a DUI. Cops were called about a suspicious vehicle, which turned out to be Snowden's Jeep, around 11:30 p.m. In the police report, they write that Snowden was passed out in the driver's seat with the engine running and that the SUV had almost rolled off a 4-foot retaining wall. I don't exactly understand that part, but maybe it looked like it was about to roll off.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sounds bad. They also say in the report that they banged on his windows and he would come to and then fall back asleep over and over again for almost 10 minutes until they could finally wake him up. He finally, after 10 minutes, he turned off the car. He stepped out of the vehicle. They said he reeked of alcohol. He couldn't get his balance and he blew a .19, which is twice the legal limit. More than twice.
More than twice, yeah.
And he was eventually charged with a misdemeanor count of a DUI.
Yikes. Yeah, because it's one thing if you're like sitting in the passenger side.
Yeah.
Taking a little nap. I mean, sounds like he was really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting in the driver's seat with the car on, I guess, about to roll off.
I'm obviously not a professional at any of these matters. I've gotten drunk a time or two in my life. The fact that it took 10 minutes to wake him up feels like maybe more than just
flashlights
alcohol was
in your eye. Like I can just picture.
And like you're pretty drunk. Cops are knocking on your door. That's gonna snap you out of it a little faster than like your alarm might. So like, was it just alcohol? That's just me speculating. I feel like, broken record. Guys, call a freaking Uber. What is with...
You're in Vegas.
NFL
tons of those.
Yeah. Pay somebody with all your money to drive you around rather than doing stupid, dangerous stuff like this.
Yeah.
Dumb.
We'll see if the Raiders have any comment on this, but...
Yeah, so far they said something like, we won't address the legal issues at this time. They haven't said about if he would play upcoming. He was on the practice squad and just got bumped up to the roster in September. This is not how you get job security.
Get it together.
Definitely.
And that brings us to our segment, Battle of the Beefs.
We have a collection of beefs today, and we are going to decide who wins each one. So, Kelly, you want to kick it off?
This is one of my favorite segments.
Yeah,
I'll kick it off. So first up, we have Jalen Hurts versus AJ Brown.
I'm excited we're talking about this because I've seen that they're beefing, but I don't know the specifics. So
I got you.
Eager to hear about it.
Yeah, the Eagles have been under the microscope lately around some teammate drama.
Love it.
After the Eagles went over the Carolina Panthers in Week 14, so the previous week, AJ Brown told reporters that passing is what the Eagles need to improve on, which started some rumors swirling around the relationship between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, because obviously Jalen's the one passing him the ball. What didn't help was Brandon Graham, who's a defensive end for the Eagles. He went on a Philly sports radio show and said that AJ and Jalen were friends, but things have changed. He said, I know 1 is trying and 11 could be better with how he responds to things. So 1 is Jalen Hurts and 11 is AJ Brown.
Oh my God.
They were friends before this, but things have changed. So that obviously made the rumors swirl even more. AJ Brown then walked back his comments saying that it was misconstrued and he was talking about the passing calls and not the passer.
Oh.
So he was trying to say that the passing calls have been more around like more of the running game versus throwing to him. And that's what he's been frustrated about. And this past week, week 15, it seems that the beef has been shut down a little bit. Squashed.
Grilled up.
Brown and Hurts both had a big game on Sunday against the Packers. Jalen threw a touchdown to AJ and they celebrated together. They did like a little dance and like tapped their feet together.
Okay.
So it seemed like they were on good terms.
I remember last season, AJ Brown also, there was some drama. I think he like unfollowed the Eagles maybe.
Yeah, it seems like he gets a little heated.
Yeah.
I feel like the clear loser of this beef is the defensive end.
Oh, you think?
Brandon Graham, because why is he out there spreading rumors about his own teammates? Is he trying to like intensify?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I was going to say that Jalen Hurts is the winner because he seems so lovely. And he threw a touchdown. And then he celebrated with his friend, even though
maybe he said some comments.
But you're absolutely right. It's this other guy who's talking shit on the air and getting everybody riled up and airing out the dirty laundry. There's, I feel like, a code in the locker room.
Right.
Like
Don't go on air talking about your teammates.
Yeah. I have to agree with you. What was his name?
Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham. You've lost this beef.
And Jalen, you won.
Yeah. And AJ Brown, you're somewhere in between.
Yeah. We're not sure yet about you. What's next, Marissa? What beef do you have for us?
Okay, this beef is Devondre Campbell versus the rest of the 49ers. So 49ers seem pissed, and rightfully so, after linebacker Devondre Campbell refused to play in Thursday night's game.
Yeah, what was this all about?
It is kind of a crazy story. According to head coach Kyle Shanahan, he said they called Campbell in to replace another linebacker, Dre Greenlaw, in the third quarter, and Campbell refused. He said, I don't want to play.
Like, do you have that option?
It's your job. That's what you're here to do. You're all dressed up.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah. In the press conference after the game, somebody asked Kyle Shanahan what happened because in the middle of the fourth quarter, Campbell walked off the field into the locker room with a towel over his head. And Shanahan said he didn't want to play today. Then Shanahan said this is the first time in his head coaching career that a player has refused to play when asked. Richard Sherman was speculating in the post-game show. He speculated that he was upset because he had played all season. So I guess Dre Greenlaw was injured. Devondre Campbell was playing for him. And then when Dre Greenlaw came back, now he was playing instead. And I guess Campbell was like, I've been doing well for 12 weeks.
Got it. So he wanted to play more, but
yes, but then he wanted to play less. Yeah, I think it was like
he thought the strategy would work. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was like, I'm not a backup. Like, if you want me to play, start me at the top of the game. So instead, he threw a fit and stormed off the field. His teammates have spoken out. George Kittle said that is one person who decided not to play for his teammates. It's one person making a selfish decision. I've never been around anybody that's ever done that, and I hope I'm never around anybody that does that again.
Some strong words.
Yes. And
by your teammate.
Mm-hmm. So he's on a team, the 49ers, with one player who came back right after being shot in the chest earlier this season, and another player who just suffered the horrible, unimaginable loss of a child, cornerback Shavarius Ward, who's playing again. And he said, I mean, if he didn't want to play, he shouldn't have dressed out. He could have told them before the game. So I feel like that was some sucker shit that he did. It definitely hurt the team. He's probably going to get cut soon. So it is what it is with that.
Wow.
And the 49ers said, yep, you're absolutely right.
Cut him.
And they suspended. So they didn't cut him, but they suspended him for 3 games, which is the rest of the regular season.
Much, yeah.
And the reason was cited as conduct detrimental to the team is why he was suspended.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like I need to ask who the winner and the loser is in this beef? It's obvious. The guy who threw the tantrum and refused to play the game that he's being paid to play.
Big loser.
Devondre Campbell, you're a big loser and you've lost this beef. And the 49ers sure didn't win the game, but they won this beef.
Yeah, but they needed him.
Yeah, it was a bad loss.
It was conduct detrimental to the team.
Mm-hmm. That beef was pretty clear cut, but Kelly, bring us to the next beef.
Next up, we have the state of New Jersey versus the Giants.
Everybody's involved in the beefs.
It's time we discussed the things flying in the sky above New Jersey.
I didn't think it was football related to talk about the drones and the orbs, but I would love to.
I wish I had insight into the drones, but they're keeping that from us for now. Mm-hmm. But instead, we have a little bit more information about these signs flying above MetLife before the Giants game.
That in the sky.
There's a lot going on in Jersey these days.
Definitely.
So this was the second straight week of planes flying over MetLife with different sayings protesting the Giants' losing season. Last week, the sign said, "Mr. Mara, enough. Please fix this dumpster fire." So very clear on the frustration from the fans. This week it said, "Mr. Mara, enough. We won't stop until you fire everyone."
Everyone.
Most likely implying Dable, Coach Dable, and the GM, Joe Schoen. It still hasn't been done. We'll see if it happens. The Giants have a 2-12 record currently. So not a good season.
Not the best.
At this point, it's like, what's the point of winning? You got to get
Definitely. You want to get Shedeur Sanders
But I guess
Travis,
their anger is for next year. Get rid of who we need to and think about next year.
Because they had a good draft pick this year, and that sure didn't help them. So, like, if you don't fire
Malik Neighbors. Yeah, he's great, but they need a quarterback. They got rid of their quarterback, and that's not working for them.
It's a dumpster fire.
I don't know if that was the right move. Maybe it was. But yeah, they got to start thinking about next year. Yeah. And the fans have said what they want. And fun fact, this isn't the first time we've seen these flyers.
Oh.
In the 70s, 1979, I think it was, a plane was hired by fans to fly over Giants Stadium, and the banner said, 15 years of lousy football. We've had enough. So it's interesting. They started with like the same, we've had enough. Uh-huh. So this person's back, or their relative or somebody.
That is really funny.
I wonder if there's like a Facebook group of like, please donate money.
There's
really? Is that what you're looking at right now?
There's a GoFundMe. I remember reading about this, so I just looked it up. It's called Unite Giants Fans Fund Our Plane.
Wow.
And it's a GoFundMe directed to all upset New York Giants fans out there. We saw the plane. So it's not the people who flew the original plane, but it's like we saw that plane and
let's bring it back.
Let's have more planes. Giants fans, come together and help us get this plane so we can send another message to the organization that we are all fed up.
Wow. So it's literally like
yeah. I am
the fans.
It says in the description, I am open for all ideas of what to write on the plane. The only rule is it can't be over negative to a specific person. Oh, they've only raised $10 so far.
Well, maybe that's for next week's.
Oh yeah. Like maybe they already, it's only a $2,500 goal.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good to know that's how much it costs.
Now I know that just save up $2,500. I could fly a plane that says anything.
Goals.
So
we'll see what the Giants do. If they listen to these signs or if they just ignore them. Dable said he hasn't seen any of them yet.
Liar.
The owner.
He also said he lost all of his weight from doing Pilates.
Can't trust him.
And that he was best friends with that guy. The only thing they fought about was pizza.
And then he
got escorted out by security, right? Last season. So I don't trust a word out of that man's mouth. But so who's the winner of this beef?
The fans. The Giants fans. Good for you for making it known exactly how you feel.
Yeah. They're like, we're part of this.
They're like, if the owner is not going to make any changes, like we're going to do our part and try to move this along. I can respect that.
Definitely. We'll see if it works.
And what's the final beef that we have, Marissa?
Final beef of the week is more about fans trying to get involved and take the situation into their own hands.
Let's hear it.
This beef is one rowdy Lions fan versus Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. So a couple weeks ago, Fahad Youssef, a Detroit Lions season ticket holder, was brought out onto the field with his wife to help carry out the American flag.
Okay.
And he said, I'm going to use this opportunity for everything I can. And he started chirping, taunting at Packers players and coaches, including head coach Matt LaFleur. Then things got a little over the line. He made the throat slashing gesture towards Matt LaFleur. And this is where the video that went sort of viral comes in. Matt LaFleur is like held back. He just starts screaming at this fan. Really heated exchange between the two. At halftime, Youssef was asked to leave the stadium. He later received an email saying that his season tickets had been revoked indefinitely.
Wow. I mean, good for them for...
Yeah, you can't... I feel like that
actually
is
taking,
a threat is making that gesture.
And like you're carrying the American flag, like that's supposed to be like, I don't know.
A position of honor. He did do an interview where he says he feels bad, but was happy that the Lions won. And then started taunting again. He's saying, we got 2, implying like both games against the Packers, that they won both of them. And he did sort of acknowledge that.
Maybe he went a little too far.
Yeah, he said that the throat slashing gesture was what set LaFleur off. And he was like, fair. Which I would have to agree on. Like heckling and seizing your moment to be on the field to like actually be able to get to say something to the opposing coach, I think is fine. I don't think gesturing that you're going to slit anyone's throat is
I feel like I would never be able to like even taunt a head coach. No. I'd be like starstruck. Like
no. Yeah, actually so funny. So on another podcast, Heidi Gardner from SNL.
Oh, love her.
She was on Not Skinny But Not Fat, a funny celeb gossip podcast. And she's a diehard Chiefs fan, like loves the Chiefs and hates Josh Allen. And she's like, I am like cursing him out on my TV every single week. And she tells a story that she was on the plane right next to him, sitting side by side.
Wow.
And for 3 hours, she was like, do I say anything? Do I let him enjoy his movie? Do I like...
I would have gotten his autograph.
Talk shit. Yeah. And she said, as they're getting their bags to leave the plane, she's like, thank you so much for everything you do every Sunday. Like she just fully crumbled.
Yeah.
So exactly.
That's how I would be. Like, I'd still want your autograph. Like, who knows? Maybe it'll be one day.
Yeah. Big fan. Love you. Love your work.
Yeah. Thanks for entertaining me.
Yeah. Not this guy. Not Fahad. Youssef.
It's too much.
So he's the clear loser of this beef.
He's a loser. And he lost his tickets. So he lost out on a lot.
Yeah. The NFL said you are the loser, in this beef. Yeah. So beefy week full of clear winners and losers, I think.
It's just going to get beefier from here as the playoffs get closer.
Tensions rise.
We're here for it. Mm-hmm. And that brings us to our final goss.
Final goss.
What do you have for us, Marissa?
I've missed you asking me what I've got for you. So this week we've got some good final goss. One of our favorite messy love triangles, potential love triangles, has some new life breathed into it.
All right, let's go. We love a love triangle.
Definitely. So I don't know if you've been following the Zach Bryan. This has nothing to do with football, but we'll get there. Zach Bryan and Brianna Chicken Fry.
Yes, absolutely.
Drama.
Breakup. Yeah.
Yeah, so Brianna Chicken Fry, not her legal last name, but that's her.
I didn't know that. I always wondered why that was.
Yeah, I think that's just like her handle, and now that's what everyone calls her. She is a podcast host. I think she started as like just an online personality, and then Barstool picked her up, and she's a Barstool podcast host, and she's been dating country singer Zach Bryan for the last year or so, and when they broke up a month-ish ago, she revealed terrible treatment throughout their whole relationship, alluding to narcissistic behavior, verbal abuse, maybe sort of hinting that there might have been physical abuse, but never saying that exactly. And so up until now, she's only talked about it on Barstool and on her own channels. But this week, Alex Earl who we've talked a ton about. She is an influencer, Instagrammer, podcast host herself, and Miami Dolphins Braxton Berrios'
there's the connection.
girlfriend. So Brianna was on Alex's podcast this week to give her like one-on-one tell-all. And a TikToker who recaps internet drama, Steph with the Deets, posted a recap of the conversation and said Braxton Berrios, if you think about it, is kind of like Sophia Culpo's Zach Bryan.
Oh.
Sophia Culpo, we've talked a ton, is an influencer. Everyone's an influencer, you know?
Olivia Culpo's sister.
Exactly. Christian McCaffrey's now wife's sister. And she was dating Braxton Berrios for 2 years.
Yeah, right before him and Alex got together.
Yes, and perhaps there was some overlap, which Alex and Braxton have denied the whole time. And when Sophia talked about the breakup, she talked about narcissistic behavior and love bombing and controlling and all this bad behavior. And so then what Sophia Culpo does this past week is she stitched the TikTok from Steph with the Deets, recapping this conversation, saying that Braxton Berrios is Sophia Culpo's Zach Bryan. And Sophia Culpo just stares into the camera, pulls down her sunglasses, like makes a face and cheerses the camera, implying that yes, Braxton Berrios was just as bad as Zach Bryan. This was almost 2 years ago. Braxton and Alex seem super happy. Sophia has moved on and posts on Instagram all the time about how happy she is in her new relationship. Why bring this back up now? And it turns out she posted that on her birthday. She's like all dressed up, full glam.
Yeah, like, why are you worrying about that on your birthday?
On your birthday, get over it. And so all the comments on her TikTok agree. They say it's giving jealous and envious. Are you not in a new relationship or something? Girl, make like Elsa and let it go, which is funny. Posting this on your birthday is wild. Girly, are you okay? Yeah, girly, are you okay?
Yeah.
You want maybe it's like Larry Fitzgerald Sr. and she wants the engagement.
She wants the engagement. Yeah, it's true. I wonder if Alex Earl would ever address it. I doubt it. They're too happy.
And like beyond.
Yeah.
And Alex Earl and Braxton Berrios seem so happy. They're in each other's content all the time. Braxton is on her podcast. They talk about all the ins and outs of their relationship, like what they struggle with, how Alex has really opened herself up in this relationship. They just seem like they are a real couple that's not
I
for
feel like
attention.
They're going to get married soon.
Yes.
They seem serious.
She was just posting about the Miami Dolphin Wags Christmas party that she was like nervous. She's like, I know I'm so bold on here, but I'm shy around new people and I hope they like me and I haven't spent that much time with them. She did a TikTok like getting ready and what gifts she got for them and the drink she was going to make to bring to the party. And like, Sophia Culpo, get out of here. You know, go enjoy your new boyfriend that you gush about in these like long captions.
Maybe there's something's up with that relationship, but
yeah. So thanks for bringing the drama back for us, though. We're here for it. But Alex Earl and Braxton Berrios might not be.
Yeah, we'll see if they speak on it at all. Well, that's it for this episode of the Tea Huddle.
Thanks for listening, guys. Kelly, it's so good to have you back.
So happy to be back here in the Tea Huddle.
Tune in next week and every Thursday after for the player beefs, the relationship drama, of course, the arrests.
Until then, stay juicy.